Welcome out there. You are on to Inside Sources, and my name is Laolu Akonde. First, my take for the day. Now, today, I'm yielding the commentary segment to be the take of our viewers. And I'm also asking our viewers, specially, to send comments about the state of the nation that we will read next week, including comments about the one-year presidency of Mr. Bola Tinubu. So for now, it's safe to say this is your take for the week. You should know that your voices count here. So let's start. The first comment talks about self-centered leaders, and it's a reaction to the interview with Senator Dixon. It's from a YouTube follower, Mr. Samson Oyebanji. He wrote, "Our present political leaders are too self-centered and terribly unpatriotic. Imagine the earnings of the National Assembly members, how they are patronizing foreign products such as expensive SUVs, creating employment for other countries. Corruption is not confronted headlong because most of the political leaders are terribly corrupt." That is what he said. And then he added, "Laolu, please remain focused." Thank you. The next one is titled, "Where are the gains of petrol subsidy removal?" And this is a reaction to the episode that had Mr. Femi Falana and others. It's written by Mazi, who wrote on YouTube. He said, "Why are we still talking about what the government will do in education, in health and infrastructure? Then the government say those will be improved upon the saving it has been making from subsidy removal since June last year?" That's a question from him. He has that the optimism, with due respect, is founded on nothing. According to him, nearly 1 year later, we are here talking about saving money from government officials not going abroad for 3 months. And he asks, are you kidding? The next one says, need for decentralization. Also from a YouTube contributor, Mr. Les Crow. He wrote, "Restructuring Nigeria is necessary even unitary states are decentralized. Nigeria must be decentralized, otherwise it can't grow. If Nigeria decentralizes," he says, "the growth over the next 20 to 30 years will be amazing." I say amen to that. The next comment says, 5 months after, where is the outcome of Beta Edu's probe? This is written by Ebo, who wrote on YouTube. "Waiting for the EFCC to reveal the report from Beta Edu's probe. I think EFCC has done something. Is the president that we are actually waiting for to take a decision." Also on the similar topic, Edith says, "I love your program, especially regarding forgotten matters like that of Beta Edu. I've been wondering what happened. Where is our press?" That contributor asked. The next contribution talks about restructuring as a key to progress, and this is from Mr. Sam Olufunsho Kokumo. He wrote, "What Nigeria needs now is to go back to the federalism. We may not achieve any progress under this government. We need Nigeria to move back to a state of progress by restructuring the political status immediately." He wrote with that audacity. The next contributor, that is Okachi Paul Uku. He says to the youth, "Nigerian youths, how long are you going to keep silent? How long are you going to remain in your shells while the thieves, according to him, that rule Nigeria choke you to death? Until we begin to worry about how people get into office in our country, we may not be able to fix the country." That's his view. The next one is from John Matthews, who wrote that indeed President Tinubu inherited a mess. Let's be honest, he says. Tinubu is trying. Maybe his best isn't good enough yet, but Peter Obi will have faced the same mess that Tinubu is facing. The next comment is on the terrible treatment, quote unquote, of journalists. This is from Ken Wogbu. He wrote, "It is unbelievable that there is a terrible treatment that journalists receive under this democratic dispensation. We thought this went away with the Abacha regime. We pray it actually went away. A similar quote is from Equity, Fairness and Justice. That's the name of the handle from YouTube. It says, who will tell the president that social justice and equity has declined under his watch? And finally, there is this comment that is directed at the anchor, myself. It says, Laolu Akonde was part of the Buhari administration. This is from Ugbo. He wrote, I find it very uncomfortable listening to Laolu talk about corruption. He was an integral part of the Buhari administration that destroyed the economy. He appeared on TV several times to tell us how fantastic they had performed. And he says further that his direct boss, the VP, gave us a lot of motivational speeches. Now, I'd like to respond to that. First, it is true that I served as media aide in the Buhari or Shibajo administration. But please, Mr. Contributor, don't be uncomfortable as long as what we say here in Inside Sources is the truth. And as long as what we say is in the interest of our Commonwealth and is in the public interest. We should never deny reality. The Buhari administration had a number of successes and also a number of failures. So, my public service experience should not in any way be an infringement against my exercise of freedom of expression. And finally, please note, I do not subscribe to the notion of silence after office. My public service experience was a great one, and it has actually propelled me to this freedom of expression and the return to my profession as a journalist, a profession I started in 1989. And finally today, we want to make a shout out to Papa Edwin Clark at 97. And he was one of the earliest guests to Inside Sources. We say to Papa, happy 97th birthday that is coming up tomorrow. Papa is very strong. He spoke candidly during his interview with Inside Sources, and he always speaks admirably. His mental acuity at 3 years to 100 remains outstanding. When I saw him earlier this week, he said to me, now Nigerians are seeing your journalist side, Laolu. And to Papa, I say, thank you. Thank you for that comment. And we wish you many happy returns of the day, much more long life to Pa Edwin Clark. And there you have the take for the week. Inside Sources. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Inside Sources. Today we have a most eminent Nigerian as our guest. He was the former deputy governor of Osun State in 1999. Later became a distinguished senator of the Federal Republic, and is the immediate past national secretary of the ruling APC, Senator Iyiola Omisore. You're welcome to Inside Sources, sir.
Good afternoon.
It's good to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So we normally start this conversation on the future of Nigeria by asking the question, if you look at where the country is today, do you think that we are on a trajectory to deliver that great Nigeria that all of us believe in?
Well, thank you, Laolu. No, great Nigeria all of us believe in is quite subjective. Great Nigeria, in my perspective, it might be different from yours. Great Nigeria, in another person's perspective, it might be different from another person's yours. But depending on the outlook you look at Nigeria or the exposure of the assessor, that is my own exposure, right, vis-a-vis somebody's exposure. But I will now approach this question on what you call best practices. That is what is expected, right, normally in a civil society, and basically my own position on the matter. Well, Nigeria since independence, we've undergone several experiences. Military coup, civil war, political experience, coup d'etat, First Republic, Second Republic, Third Republic, Fifth Republic. And you always realize that each time a republic is terminated, there will always be some conveying to the next level. What I mean is that they continue to complain that this is happening. A bad road, no power, no light, it has been always repeated, always. But Nigeria is evolving. As much as we are evolving, both in a nation, we are evolving as well in population. Unfortunately for us in this country, our population is at what we call geometrical in mathematics. It's going at geometrical progression. Some other nations go at arithmetical progression. But ours is good geometrically.
You mean the population?
Population, yes.
Yeah.
So, and the run of population vis-a-vis facilities becomes a challenge.
Like 5 billion every year, I'm told.
So now we have 7,000 megawatts of a transmission line in about 5-6 years ago. In any nation, you project maybe 1 million population, you add to it, you added to it.
Yeah.
But now our own, it becomes deficient. Then the issue of data, statistics, versus religion too. People don't want to be counted. You see how many children you have, they be afraid to tell you. Maybe you're a witch or I want to kill your children. Whereas this helps to plan. When there's no data, you cannot plan, basically. And you cannot fault the government for this one. We are going to fault ourselves as individuals, maybe due to cultural issues, religious issues, and no factors that are known to people who are peculiar. So to me, Nigeria is always advancing forward, no matter how you look at it. Though it might be slower than expected.
Okay.
It might be slower than what people envisaged. Look at where we are today now. We had government since 1999, transiting democratically.
Right.
In any form of understanding, for the fact we are transiting from one government to another government, that is one. Across the party lines, that is two. Means that we are making progress, that is one. But up to 1983, it has been a termination, military coup d'etat in between conjunctions. And there's nothing democracy. The best military regime is worse than the worst democratic regime.
Yeah.
That's it. That's reality.
Yeah.
Because they are dictatorship across the line.
True.
So when you'll be suffering in silence. Now we're in a new government headed by President Bola Tinubu. He has taken some strong strides. And for leadership, you must take both strides.
True.
When you're taking both strides in leadership, people will be complaining, they'll be making noise. It's after his end of his tenure, people will appreciate. Look at the issue of petroleum subsidy. Every party that contested has petroleum subsidy removal as their major manifesto.
That's true.
So how come it becomes an issue? The issue that you should have done it so way that it's a matter of semantics. This thing must still go. But we are losing so much money to this means. Let us now look inwards and adjust ourselves to it. So I believe that Nigeria is progressing, but unexpectedly, maybe as we are not going at the rate, maybe we expected. What I mean is that you are developing arithmetically, population is growing geometrically. That's mathematical balance. It means that sometimes there will be some gaps there. But I believe that we are on the steady growth path.
Thank you for that. Those opening comments and the insights of it. So we talked about, and you mentioned the issue of the geometric growth of the population. I thought maybe between 5 and 6 million.
Vertical growth of facilities.
Of your facilities, yeah. So that presents a very peculiar and actually a very difficult problem for leadership anywhere.
Exactly. That's the crest of this nation, if you don't know. I just make it simplify. As a mathematician, I always define my own logically. Because mathematics is about logical mind. You must be logical and empirical in analysis to anything you are doing.
True.
Basically. Not about sentiments, or somebody on the street just say anything, or be apologies, anything you like, anyhow.
Yeah. True. Very, very true. Very true. So I wanted us to now, narrow down specifically on the challenge that is presented because of that geometric proportion rise in population compared to facilities. There's a lot of poverty, multidimensional poverty in this country. So how do you think, you're a political elite, a very notable political elite, and I ask, my guest this question: how do we begin to really make a good dent in the problem of poverty, because it's getting to the point where people with just look at you. If you look good, they say you're one of them. The social tension is becoming very thick, which reminds us that we need to deal with that problem of poverty. What's your take, Excellency, on that?
Well, poverty, as the words denote, poverty to me is in every nation. Like you said, it can be relative, it can be interdependent, it can be subjective, and it can be reasonable or unreasonable. Where, in those days, where they call Esenko, you know Esenko?
Yeah.
Almost 30, 40 years ago.
Essential commodities.
That is, when you say Esenko, those are the issue of, that shows that's poverty.
Yeah.
That's the meaning. Even there's nothing like essential commodities now, even as poverty. So it's a battle, it's a menace we are trying to fight. But during the time of President Buhari, it started some social enterprise issues, headed by the Vice President, that's Professor Iyiola Omisore.
Yeah.
And now, they even created the Ministry of Humanitarian and Poverty Alleviation. Yeah. That means the government is struggling to meet up with the challenges of poverty. Then the issue now is that the public, are you ready to cooperate with the government? Our culture, our perspective, our reasonability, our upbringing and training sometimes negates propagating helping government. What I mean, one, is that, in some other advanced country, let's say Britain, for instance, they have a very good welfare package, I'm sure you know, than anybody in the world.
Yes, true.
But they are well discipline and culture towards honesty. You are coming from Edgware Road to Newtown, Emmanuel's Drive, one loaf of bread, one sardine, and 2 bags of samofita. They will just stay and go away. Our people here, they will go and requeue. If a common meeting at home, political setting meeting, or when you are hosting our people, at the grassroots, you have prepared food for 100 people. Only 50 of them are available. They will still be rushing, so that they can take 2 or 3 to take home. So sometimes it's poverty too, but the fear of not sure of tomorrow.
Yeah.
So this government of today now, they make so many efforts. You know this is what I'm saying now. Serap, Humanitarian Affairs, Payment Directive to Credit, Students Loans Board,
consumer credit.
These are issues to solve poverty. So if our people can just be patient enough to understand the government and try to be honest with ourselves, be your neighbor's keeper. But the moment you take more than yours, you're already impairing other people's.
True.
You are spreading poverty. So government can always try much at the policy level. It's a policy level.
Right.
There are implementers and beneficiaries. So those level down, there will be gaps too. So we are trying as a government today to ensure that we fill these gaps. That's why you are seeing, it's like a layer in an histogram graph. Every layer you go, like where you go with histogram level, social credit, consumer credit, student loan, commercial loan, soft loan, elders loan. So if you miss from a stratum, the next stratum you will not miss. But people are struggling to confuse the strata. so that they can benefit more. But I want to tell you that by what we are today, we will continue to try. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if you want to solve a problem of poverty, of course, when you provide for 1,000 people within that poverty level, because of our nature, our culture, and our issues, you have to multiply by 2. Noticing that people want to take 2 or 3 home because they are not sure of tomorrow. It's a matter of satisfaction or perception.
They take more than their due
for that time
because of fear.
Of tomorrow. But in a nation where people are used to taking 1 loaf of bread, 2 tins of sardine, and 1 of samofita, they just go home. Tomorrow they come, everybody be normal. When you get to a bus stop here, a bus that carries 20 people at the bus stop, there are 10 passengers there, they will rush inside. They will still rush. They can even wound themselves. When they now enter 10, there will be other spaces there. It's the culture of satisfaction or fear of tomorrow, or fear of understanding. So this is another moral issue, a code that we have to really resolve. That's what we do about this. When we discuss of this of MAMSA, that is reorientating our people. That is, look, there are more to come. Please bear with us in this government. We are struggling. We must take both steps, whether you like it or not.
True.
Any government must take both steps. So what I show you is take it today. Is you must take a both step. You can't say because you want people to be happy or like you. You must take both steps.
True.
Look at Baba Femi Awolowo. Is the playing? He lost the election towards the end of his life.
True.
And they are saying Awolowo every day today because he took those steps. Boldly, they didn't realize that time they were abusing him. Today, I still praising him.
Yeah.
So I'm sure by the time I thought you will have finished his own tenure, people realize what he has done.
I mean, to your point, Awolowo lost the election because he was trying to impose taxation.
Even sometimes in some part of Nigeria, they should wear cloth. They say they won't vote for him. Say, well, what's his business? Or some people go to school, say they want to go to school. Finish school, they hated him for that.
Yeah.
Say, why must you go to school? And I know what it means. Even those days, my own family, my older days, I know that my grandfather, who died in 1941, I was told by those children that he likes most, they don't allow them to go to school.
Wow.
They keep them to go to farm with him. No one doesn't like, they should go to school.
Because they didn't see the future.
Of course.
In education.
That's it. Or they will beat those people at school, the teacher will beat them. But this one, I protect them.
Yes,
that's where we are today in Nigeria.
Interesting.
So let us be patient with this government today. I'm sure by God's grace we are looking forward. We are taking giant steps. That's what I like boast.
Yeah.
Last time I met with the president, he has signed German government on power supply. He has ensured that transmission line is getting up to 20,000 transmission lines. This integrity has been there for the past 40 years. It's a decade of yesteryears.
True.
So it's not a thing that we just come and cure. Transmission line is not that you are baking bread or you are cooking soup. No. You have to do design, you have to do surveillance. I mean, all these efforts are being made. True. But he's taking these efforts now personally because it's engaging.
True.
When you have a president that is engaging, you know the meaning now.
Right. Exactly.
Engaging president is engaging. As what you want to do is engaging. You get that data for him.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
And like it's engaging. And when you're engaging, you make progress. When you don't engage, that's a problem.
Very true. I mean, I will agree with you. Certainly that the president is engaging.
He's engaging.
No doubt about that. It's even responsive.
When you engage, you respond.
Yeah.
When you engage, you explain. Yeah. When you engage, you correct. And he has told people that it's not a saint. I mean, it's not God. Each time you make mistake, he corrected the mistakes.
True.
So it takes an honor. It's an honor from him. So you have overcome that ego of being a president. I'm not on it. No. That's when we made the mistake. We try this one again. Yeah. That is it.
And very important for us to have that the foundation. Oh, yes. But I will also concede. Being somebody that has also served in government, that this split side, the flip side, is also that the people also don't have trust. And I'll make an analysis and then I'll let you respond. So there's a lot of distrust, and again, this is not something about this government. It's generally
citizen distrust.
Exactly, citizen distrust in government. And one of the reasons why this seems to happen is that citizens see what they consider to be a lot of excesses on the part of government. So members of the National Assembly, at the time when there is hardship, they are buying 150 million naira worth of SUV. They're not even buying it from Nigerian makers. People see a lot of affluence when government officials get on the street, long convoys, a lot of SUVs, and quite a few other things, that people see that, well, look, I mean, if these people are asking us to tighten our belts, and that we should be patient. How come they are not addressing some of those issues in a fundamental way that shows us that there's sincerity? Excellency, what do you say about that?
Well, like I told you, citizen distrust is like a malaise. Yeah, it's a malady in this country. So, and I watch this happen in the last 40 years. It's not just today now. Yeah. Things happened in Nigeria, happened abroad. They say it can only happen in Nigeria. It's not correct. It happens everywhere else.
I mean, look at what is going on in the US.
Some people will tell you that there's no convoy in London. It's not correct. Each time we even travel officially, you use government convoy abroad too.
True.
That's the reality. So the point is that what you are saying now, to an extent, is a perception. or is really a way that is already formed. The decorum, the protection of a president or a governor in his convoy, of course, it has a minimum, maybe people doesn't know. A minimum convoy for a governor or a president is already coded in official protocol. I'm sure you know the official protocol.
Yeah, I do.
Because how can you have a convoy of policemen, SSS, ministers, up to 20, 30 people? You don't have an ambulance. When you see an ambulance in the convoy, it's part of the convoy, they will be making noise. If anything happens to that person, you'll be abusing the person. So how can somebody died or do? Sometimes when you are in government, when you see if that ambulance used for the public on the road, when you are going in the convoy, you saw accident or do, you park the ambulance, you carry them and take them where you are going to. So these are issues that we are going to address slowly. Gradually, I understand what you are saying actually.
Yeah.
But there's certain distrust, there's nothing to do about it. When you reduce, they say it's not enough. And all these things say too. If I give opportunity, they will do more. You know, so that's the reality. We have seen people who have criticized government in the past. Even when they only made councillors, they misbehaved. Wow. So this perception is a thing we continue to preach, and we are going to go in there gradually. It's a conviction. Right. A Christian, you are a Christian today, a new born again Christian, wearing chain, wearing everything, earring. Later, when he or she is drop chain or anything, it's a conviction. The more he or she is going to more of it, these are worldly. Nobody is forcing them into. So as we progress under this experiment, people realize that some things are not necessary. True. It becomes unnecessary. They become wasteful. But and of course, we have to protect our principles too. Yeah. Somebody, a president who has immunity or a governor has immunity, is at risk. People don't understand. Because when you say give a president immunity or a president immunity, the point is that they have a right to sign death warrants. I'm sure you know what I'm saying. Yeah. So anyone who has signed them, so it must be protected too. You have attackers. You are just blocking this nation now. Strong attackers. Oh, well, it happened in 1976 when they killed Murtala. Exactly. So when you have people who has issues with you and they are strong cartel, they approach your life. So I just lose a life along the line. So these are the issues that, and our security, even they are far less than Israel, America. You know now. You know how it is now. When American president is flying abroad anywhere, you know the cover they take. Of course, even in the air too. Even when they bring their cars to anywhere they are going to. But my point is that if the political elites can find a way to begin to reduce the distrust. People will be attractive to show compassion. Yeah. And they will not cooperate. Yes. I agree with you to an extent. We will be preaching it as we move on. Yeah. As we move on. Good. So let's shift gears briefly. So you are a chieftain of the All Progressive Congress. Do you think that if you look at what was promised in 2015 and now, do you think the All Progressive Congress, and I'm also affiliated to it, of course. So we are having a truth-telling session between the two of us. Do you think the All Progressive APC has actually delivered the promises that it made to Nigeria by the end of the last administration? Because my view, and I'll let you comment, my view is that, yes, no doubt, a lot of work that was done, clearly, but it fell short in my view. And that's why I think that Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's government is a second chance for the APC to improve on the promises. Yeah, I agree. To actually so that Nigerians don't think that all those things we said in 2015 is a lie. How do you respond, sir? Well, I give it to. I mean, luckily you said that you passed in the last government. Yes. Of course, Rome was not built in a day. And the decay of yesteryears. It can be among us to an extent. But what is important is work in progress. It's very important. And anybody that's ill, you have to go for screening or diagnostic. The way you diagnosed well, you know that you're on the path of healing. So now we know our problems. No doubt about it. Okay. 2015 to 2023, you say first shot, where is still subjective too. But they did what they have to do.
Yeah.
Now, this president of Bola Tinubu now is work in progress. It's a consolidation to put to the world. So because we were there, we saw what happened, then we were able to take off immediately. That is why we are saying, okay, no fuel subsidy. Imagine I see some subsidy at this rate of dollar rate. Where are we today? When the dollar was 400 to 500, we were paying almost about 1 or 2 trillion. Now, so we'll be able to also. That means if a budget is 20-something trillion, we pay something about 10 billion, 10 trillion. Right. So these are issues that, and this money went to our pockets. So I believe so that the steps we are taking as a government now, we just be 1 year by end of the year.
Right.
But that's one quarter of the term.
Yeah.
I'm sure what we have done today is hopeful. And we can see the ray of hopes. And like I said, work in progress. And I believe that president is engaging and consolidating.
Yeah.
He's engaging, he's reversing, he's encouraging, and he's applying, which is the most important thing for a leader.
Yeah, so I wanted us to talk about, since we're already around that neighborhood, the 1 year
Exactly.
of the president, sometimes in a matter of days, we will get to May 29, which is exactly 1 year. And I was, I have said it before here that quite a number of, important things that I think the president has done. In particular for me, the student loan is a very useful idea, clearly addresses a peculiar problem, and it also addresses the middle class of this country, trying to give them a lift, remove a particular level of struggle. And then the consumer credit bureau is very, and fantastic. Even putting money behind it, so that people can get to buy stuff. Our power as a nation, part of our strength is the number. Over 200 million people. It is. If we can calibrate the consuming power of 200 million people, it can be very, So there are things that the president has done well, and like we said, there's also, he's engaged. And then he responds. You see that he's responding. Very important. But there are quite a few other things that worries. That is quite worrisome. For instance, I agree too that the subsidy have to be removed. No doubt about that. But clearly there was no plan of what was going to happen. And then the Humanitarian Affairs Ministry, which was supposed to help in dealing with poverty, got enmeshed in all kinds of seemingly scandalous
mismanagement.
And then there are a few issues around coordination. Which we can't deny it. It's out there. So my question to you, Excellency, is that what's your take? How do you see the balance in your own view about this administration in the last 1 year?
Well, like you said, I want to take a cue on your stead and what you have said. In fairness to your comments and question, you are quite apt and correct. But there's a president who's the leader of the nation.
Yeah.
The president supervises or sits on policies and directives and instructions.
Yeah.
Of course, he will not implement. And he has ministers, advisors that have to implement with their own different agenda.
Yeah.
Well, when you have a president, you have a cabinet of social number, they are individuals with their own vision. They must keep the president's vision ordinarily, but some of them to have their own ideas. So basically, because the president is engaging, is checkmating them to be online. And in the course of execution, like you said, the credit something, the poverty alleviation under the Humanitarian Affairs has gone through a mesh, some near scandals. But the president has taken a bold step, suspended the minister immediately, and asked the ministry to refabricate, to recalibrate the method, because that must not stop.
Yeah, absolutely important.
Because of some minister saying, doesn't mean Nigeria must suffer.
True.
So the recalibration is being recalibrated now under the Coordination Minister of Economy.
Okay.
Well, they are finding a way to make it cashless. But while working on those cashless methods, they are still doing something in interim. So you are a guest of the people. So we will not be complaining. But somebody in a far remote village, what concerns him about any minister messing up?
Exactly.
Or her. My money has not come this month. That's it. That's what the president is addressing. And if that is done, like I told you, in advanced nations, why they make progress is that the president engages.
Yeah.
That's it. Look at some few things that happen that he made pronouncement even at this level. Because of people's cry, he stopped them or he cancelled them as well. Look at this issue of discourse. This discourse that are being peddled. The minister came out that discourse will be supervised by states. Along the line, which was a wrong pronouncement anyway.
Okay.
But this discourse are being owned by private owners.
Yeah.
But 40% is being owned by the people, private prices.
Yeah, on behalf of the federal government.
And the exclusivity of PSC, of power supply, is in very government permit. So why can the state supervise somebody's other businesses? But now he said that he now come back to retract that statement that states are not supervised again, they have no capacity. And the issue of Nigerian power supply is not discourse. No. Discourse will only distribute what they have. Discourse we produce power,
generate,
give to the Transco. TCN will now transfer to discourse.
Okay.
So the issue now is that whatever you give to disco, maybe 4,000 megawatts, is that what are going to supply to the consumers? So why there's so much noise on discourse now? Not necessary.
Well, I guess it's because people see a lot of inefficiency, Your Excellency.
And what I'm saying, that inefficiency sometimes is beyond them. Because what I do have, I can't give.
True.
I was told that the Gencos have improved a lot. So they get up 20,000 megawatts supply capacity.
Yeah.
They now put to TCN.
Transmission
Integrity of it is less than 7,000 megawatts. And it's still grappling.
And that's the one that government still holds.
Because of security reasons. So which is normal. Now, President Tinubu has got involved with that TCN now, has ensured that capacity is increased by all means, by any method. Okay. The power is a red day in Nigeria today. It's an emergency. So the moment the transmission is being upheld, they just have no choice. They can't be holding power supply, but they get money each time they supply.
Distribute, true. So,
but because of lack of knowledge on the part of anybody that's just talking, people just say this could, that's not the issue. I'm an electrical engineer. For IKEA, I know that's the way it happens. So the president has seen this by himself. He has followed that trajectory and seen where the mistake is. Has lied. He has taken steps to ensure that this is corrected. That's part of engagement. And that's the benefit of engagement too.
True.
So the moment, in the past, we hardly get Nigerian president engaging. So they do immediately, just come, do that for you, so stopped. So stopped. So cancelled. No, that's not where we are today. It's part of engagement that led to issue of creation of consumer credits, loans fund
for students.
All these are the things because what the people want. That's from the grassroots to up. Feeding top. What are the gaps to make people happy?
True.
And you cannot satisfy even 10 people, not 200 million Nigerians.
True.
So we are struggling as a party and as a president to ensure that we meet the needs of these people. Like I said, look, 1 year is coming. It's a quarter of a term. What we're able to do in this 1 year, there are both steps taken. What we need to consolidate.
True.
Look at the issue of roads now. Issue of concrete roads or bitumen roads. Those are issues now. This is a tropical region.
The minister says that we should be using bitumen.
No, he says we should be using concrete.
Oh, sorry, concrete. I'm sorry.
This is a tropical region. We have rainfall all the time. And the effect of rainfall on bitumen, though it's expensive, but in the longer run, what happens? The minister, luckily for the work, is civil engineer. You can see the way it's done. That's why you put professionals in respective ministries, makes the job of the president easier. That's why you go put a square peg in square holes. From day one, is work in progress. But when you bring a doctor, to another ministry. That's not his. So the PS have to brief him.
What about the accountant that is in charge of power now?
Exactly. the PAM sec will brief him. The director will come. They will confuse him. But an engineer knows the line of thought, what is going. He knows the concrete mix. He knows the rate of mix. He knows the linear meters. He knows design structure. So you cannot just tell him stories. No. At the level of professional engineer, we now have to exchange ideas. What do you think? It can be expensive now, but we are making progress towards it. We are not saying you should throw everybody out of business who are selling bitumen. No, Nigerians too. Some roads too, because of the tropical. Because when you want to do any road, you do traffic study. Based on traffic study, you know the number of transport on that road. That determines whether it's bitumen or even concrete. You know, and the location of the roads too. Some area in Nigeria, there are Sahara. Some are fully tropical.
Right.
So we have to balance those in between. That is what they call bespoke in tailoring. Yeah. That is, do what fits particular area, particular, so that you get the best out of it. That is where we are in this country today.
That's true.
So, and I'm engaging the leadership of the government too. That let us encourage professionals in professional ministries. So that they add more value and they start work immediately. We are starting work today. We know where we are going.
Not that you have to still land the ropes.
Because this one will brief you. I mean, it becomes an opinion. But if I'm going to rely on briefing from PAMSEC, director, DGA, EDs, they brief you according to your perspective. So sometimes you can be confused. True. Maybe you know you have a line of a you know
what you want to do.
What you want to do. Supposing now you take an engineer to be CBN governor or a doctor who will rely on briefings from everybody. He does not know monetary policy. He does not know MPC. He does not know the amount of money in circulation. So he just be behind here and there, get distracted too. So, but the president is on top of all this game. He's doing so well now that he's breathing on everybody. I mean, that's the police condition now. Today. Yeah. He's breathing on every minister, everybody to make sure that they do correct things. That's why you can see them retracting their stories, correcting themselves too. That shows that he's engaging. So far, we are still work in progress. President has done so well till today, and like you said, we are consolidating in the things of the past. Right. And I'm sure that in the next 1 year, we are going to do more.
Okay. Interesting. So do you think, let me ask you this question. Do you think that the president should rejig his cabinet a little bit now that it's 1 year?
Well, the issue of rigid cabinets, I'm hearing here and there everywhere. It's like players playing on the football field for 90 minutes. Abi? Sometimes when you put a new player there, no matter how you look at it, if only even the stamina alone, no player after 30 minutes, you'll be running around the field. Of course. Even anyone just come, you have a stamina of 0 minutes. You still want to work hard. Yeah. So that is very good of the president. But the constitution says that the ministers owe their post at the pleasure of the president. That's the constitution. So whatever I want to say or you are saying depends on what president wants them to do, what they asked them to do. So he cannot assess by himself because he's engaging too. He knows the feedback from the people. So he knows what and what to do at that time. And our president today is a very smart president. True. He's not a dollar. He's a smart person. So he knows what he wanted for different purposes. And I'm sure if he didn't feel that he has to change member of his cabinet or do some rejig, he knows how to do it. So me, I can't assess what I don't know. I don't know what they are doing. I know their mandate policy. I don't know what they are giving them to do. Sometimes a minister will be pronouncing what the president wants that people does not want. Yeah. I mean, it's not his fault.
Exactly, that's what the boss wants.
That's what the boss wants. So I know it's interest of the public. Yeah. Or the nation on quote. So when you just see that because it doesn't please you, so the minister is not doing well, it becomes objective. Interesting. So that's it. So the president has prerogative because he's the assessor. That's the policy condition now. Right. And because he's engaging too, he get feedback. Yeah. Is it worth it to go for that? Do you have to change this person, or do you have to try a new hand? I mean, those are the issues that I believe that are making progress.
So just before we leave that topic, do you think that there are some outstanding ministers so far? Do you want to talk about those you think are outstanding ministers so far?
Well, that is, over the years, I don't believe in all this outstanding minister, all this award to best governor, best minister. Those are just semantics and it's just semantics and just a praise singing, a sycophantic too. When I started work in Drakehouse Call in England as a young engineer, my MD that time, late Mr. Reynolds, he told our colleagues that, look, you are here as an engineer. So don't tell me you know your job. No. If you know your job, I won't employ you. Drakehouse Call here is here to make money from your experience. So anyway, I don't know when they have been chosen to be ministers. So for them to be outstanding is a minimum requirement.
They should be outstanding.
Of course, a minimum requirement.
I like that.
It's only when you fall short of performing that becomes an issue.
Okay. So
I don't want to get into that euphoria of outstanding. Those are for the lesser minds.
Very useful perspective. I like that.
They're for lesser minds.
People who are ministers ought to be outstanding.
Exactly. Because you are lucky to be a minister among 200 million Nigerians.
Absolutely.
In this country today, there are more than 100 million people who are called to ministers.
True.
There are more than 50 million who are better than ministers today.
That's true.
So it's an opportunity, it's a privilege.
Absolutely.
So you have those without making noise that you're outstanding. Outstanding where? That's the point.
That's what you are appointed to do.
Exactly.
Okay, sir. So as we begin to round up, I want to ask you about some of the things that happened in the APC, especially during the last presidential convention, primaries. We were all there, and the chairman came out and said that, this is the consensus candidate. And of course, a lot of things happened. Excellency, you were there. Can you clarify to Nigerians what happened? Now that we have you, I think this is your first interview, in a long time.
Yeah, Nalu, you were a player.
I was a spectator, but I had a front row seat. In politics, everybody has their mindset. Yes.
We came from different zones to the NWC that time, representing different interests.
Yeah.
And I was the most senior member of the party in Southwest.
Yeah.
And my own mandate is to deliver Southwest for presidency. Somebody from South too, his own mandate is to deliver South for presidency. So from South is too, that's the mandate of that person.
Yeah.
So to say, I want to assume so. Yes. It may not be their own mandate too, but
it's reasonable.
It's supposed to be,
It's reasonable.
So my own is to get to my destination, which I've got it to today.
Yeah.
The way I did my journey is between me and God. They're all the same. I respect people's opinion. And I told you privately when we discussed a few days ago. And I can't castigate anybody wanting to be smart to get to your destination too.
True.
But the point is that if you want to be smart, if I'm able to outsmart you, but to God be the glory.
Exactly.
But the point is that my own mission is to deliver Southwest for presidency, which we are today.
Which happened
now. There was no consensus at the convention. No, it was bid of convention was your consensus, not at the convention.
It was bid
of the convention.
Yes, sir.
By the time you got to convention, you're very resolved. It was clear where we're going to, and bid of convention too. Since 1999, I've been involved in transition to Yaradua to. So I've seen all this personal. I've seen it. I have a direct experience of what's going to play up. There's no way you want to transit from any to another government that will be so many games coming up. Everybody will see from their own perspective of their own zones. I can't blame anybody saying anything. Even sometimes say you are not reasonable. I don't say people are not reasonable. I don't say that when it comes to politics. Because you protect.
It's about interest.
It's about interest, exactly. Upholding your interest and delivering your deliverables. So if you are lucky to deliver your deliverable, to God be the glory. If you are not, to God be the glory too. So the build-up that time was all political.
So we can assume that the national chairman then had the interest to deliver the presidency back to the north.
Exactly. And that's not bad they need too.
Although, we seem to all have agreed to the idea of north-south, and North has just had 8 years.
The point is that who seems to agree. That's another contention. Sometimes they use the word rotation. Sometimes they use the word oscillation.
Okay.
So
Please, can you explain what's the difference between oscillation and rotation? Oscillation is wherever it ends.
In mathematics.
Like they say
in mathematics, a mathematical logical mind. Everything in this my life is mathematical. When you want to rotate, you rotate from north to south.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Abi?
Yes.
When you want to oscillate, you can oscillate from south to south.
Yeah, exactly.
Oscillate from south to north. So, and same thing happened in 1990, you remember? When some people came out after Obasanjo wanting to be president from south is that time too. They were clamoring for rotation or oscillation. And at the end of the day, it became rotation as well. So I believe that Nigerians, that's the final say who becomes their president. And there's no corner in this country that doesn't have presidential material. Nowhere.
That's true. And
the point is that some people will now come that we don't want rotation to appear our quality. We don't want rotation. This is an area that because of social. No. The point is that in this country today, in every home today, we have presidential material. Nigeria is not death of human resources.
That's true.
So you can't say because that's an argument for probably who want to argue for arguing's sake.
That's true.
So whatever is aspired up that time is for that time.
Right.
That was the sentiment of that time. What we did now is to start test of time and build up of elections. There's no more principal players like myself, like the national chairman. Then we must have a position.
True.
Basically, we will not necessarily agree, but we must have position. So in play and position, it can play to the left or to the right. But the point is that so we're able to put ourselves to the convention where democracy took place. Excellent. And democracy was respected. We voted, or that was the CEO of the convention anyway.
Right.
So we do the democracy, we final votes, everybody had a choice, and it became transparent. And the moment you do a transparent primaries, there won't be no noise. So when somebody cheated or shunted, that have use of I go to court. Even look at our time. We elected about 21 governors that time. It was election.
Yes.
It was tough. We had a committee summarizing those ones, but we insisted that there was democracy at its play. No matter how you look at it. If you like and compromise the voters, your problem. Our own is to vote and vote. How you compromise the voters to the voting point is not our own business. INEC will come there and count the votes there. That's their own local arrangement for us. So that was why we were able to win all the governors we had. Because we were transparent to a fault.
In the primaries.
Oh yes, across the land. Across the land. There are more cases in court for congresses. Congress than the elections. Far more cases. When you go to secretariat, we have about 9 billion the deficit of more than 10,000 cases on congresses alone.
Wow. 9 billion to be paid.
Fees, wow. Because there are about many cases in court.
Or legal fees.
Legal fees, yes.
Wow.
Many cases on court for congresses. But luckily when you got there, from the experience we had, we started that look. We have to move on. There are complaints everywhere. But the point is that we made some results on the ground. If we start going back book, we have 2-3 months to do convention for the presidential election. Then we'll be distracted. Let us draw a line, do what is democratic, to the best of our knowledge, and move on, which is where we are today.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your time. One last question, and I hope we can do it in 1 minute. The minimum wage issue is out there. What do you think? How do you think this matter should be resolved? The Labour said that it has to be 615,000, but they said that it's not rock bottom. Government said 48. I think they've moved to about 54 now. What's your take on that?
Well, minimum wage. No, minimum wage is basic salary, you know.
Yeah.
That things that comes with it.
And that's the lowest.
No, what I'm saying, When you say minimum wage, you are talking about basic salary.
Okay, without allowances.
So in actual sense, it's not minimum. Because you are going to have rent allowances, outstation allowances, all this wage. The workers won't say that because it pays them to keep quiet on those for now.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's reality. Now they are meeting.
So the minimum wage is the basic.
Oh, that was the basic. Around basic. Now, as I was coming now, I suppose some ministers, they are going to meet them this afternoon now.
Okay.
It's negotiation, it's engagement. So whatever comes out of it, they look at it both ways and look at it. Somebody coming that wanted all. Somebody coming, this is what's available. They meet at the point. So it's not for you and I to even determine what happened. So and you don't go to the questions with a fixed mind. No.
True.
You must go with their parameters. Empirical, this is where you cannot go on.
Yeah. But the president himself committed to giving a living wage.
That's all right.
Himself.
A living wage is subjective too. That's the point.
Which means that
a living wage in Kara Namuda or Ifewara or Yeforogi is not a living in Abuja now. You agree with me?
I agree. But we're talking of minimum. That this is the lowest anybody in this country should take.
So he has said that as a president at the policy level.
Yeah.
It's for the operators now to justify that minimum wage and advise the president too. Because it's not dictatorial.
Yeah.
How much do we have in the post? How much can we pay? You can't be making 100 naira today. You say you pay my staff 98 naira. No, that company will crash.
True.
So, but the workers will want more as much as it's always work in progress. They want more. They want more. That's workers for you. But the government too, they must be reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the inflation trend too. Inflation trend is going up. Everything is going back. So they have to look at that inflation trend too.
Yeah.
To assume that they meet them at their point of mid. And I'm sure that the kind of people negotiating now, within the empirical formula available to them, they come to conclusion.
Thank you so much, Senator Iyiola Omisore, for your time and your insight and contribution. And thank you for your service to the nation.
Thank you very much.
It's good having this conversation with you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And thank you, our viewers. That's another edition of Inside Sources. Like we always say, we believe in Nigeria. That's why we're here. And we believe that Nigeria will prevail. Hashtag Nigeria will prevail. My name is Laulu Akonde, and by the grace of God, I'll see you again next week. Thank you.